Ever found yourself wondering how that fluffy, fine powder that's essential to your favorite pastries comes into being? Yes, we're talking about flour. It's a humble ingredient, present in nearly every kitchen, yet holds an intricate tale of transformation. From golden grains to the finest white dust, the journey of flour is a marvel of human ingenuity, a process that's both a science and an art, and has been perfected over centuries. So, ready to unravel the mystery behind the making of flour? It all begins with a humble grain, typically wheat, which is harvested from the fields. This is where our journey starts, in vast fields bathed in sunlight, where countless stalks of wheat sway gently in the breeze. When the wheat ripens, transforming from green to a golden hue, it's time for the harvest. Farmers, with their state-of-the-art machinery, move through the fields, gathering up the ripe wheat stalks. The harvested wheat is then transported to a processing facility, where it undergoes a thorough cleaning process. Here, any unwanted matter like stones, straws, or other grains is removed to ensure the purity of the wheat. After the cleaning, the wheat is conditioned. This involves soaking the grains in water to toughen the outer bran layer and soften the inner endosperm, making it easier for the milling process. Once cleaned and prepped, the wheat grains are set for their transformational journey in the mill. Now comes the part where our humble wheat grains begin their transformation into the fine powder we know as flour. Imagine an orchestra, each instrument playing its part in harmony to create a symphony. That's what happens in the milling process. Our wheat grains are the musicians in the mill, the grand conductor. The first step in this symphony is grinding. The wheat grains are fed into the mill, where they meet a pair of rotating millstones. One stone remains stationary while the other spins, their grooved surfaces working together to crack open the grain. This process is called breaking. As the grains break apart, they separate into different components: the endosperm, the germ, and the bran. The endosperm, which makes up the majority of the grain, is what we're after. It's the white, starchy part of the grain that will eventually become our flour. But we're not quite there yet. Next, the broken grains are sifted through a series of sieves, each with a different mesh size. The larger pieces, mostly bran and germ, are caught in the sieves and separated. The smaller pieces, primarily endosperm, pass through and are collected. This sifting process is repeated several times, each time with finer sieves. The end result, a fine white powder that we know as flour. But did you know that not all flour is the same? By adjusting the grinding and sifting process, millers can produce a variety of flours. For instance, whole wheat flour includes the bran and germ, giving it a darker color and heartier texture. White flour, on the other hand, is made purely from the endosperm, resulting in a lighter, softer flour. And let's not forget about the specialty flours. There's bread flour, cake flour, pastry flour, each with its own unique blend of grinding and sifting to achieve the perfect texture and gluten content. The milling process, quite the spectacle, isn't it? But hold on, we're not quite finished yet. After all that grinding and sifting, it's time for the final touches. Now you might be wondering what else needs to be done. Well, depending on the type of flour being made, there might be a few additional steps. For instance, some flours are bleached to achieve a paler color and finer texture. Others are enriched, meaning they're supplemented with certain nutrients like iron and B vitamins that may have been lost during the milling process. Once the flour is just right, it's off to packaging. The flour is transferred into paper or plastic bags, which are sealed to keep the product fresh. Some companies even vacuum seal their bags for an extra layer of protection. From here, the bags of flour are boxed up and prepared for distribution, ready to be shipped off to supermarkets, bakeries, and homes around the world. And there you have it, from a humble grain to the star ingredient in your kitchen. That's the journey of flour. So, the next time you find yourself baking a cake or kneading dough, remember the journey your flour has been through. From humble grain to the heart of your kitchen, it's a fascinating process of transformation. Flour, an everyday staple, underpins countless recipes worldwide. Its production, a blend of tradition and technology, is a testament to our enduring relationship with food. A simple ingredient, yet a culinary cornerstone. The power of flour, quite fascinating, isn't it? Stay curious, foodies.